I'm back. Sorry, it's been about a week or so since I did a video, but things have been busy, just chaotically busy. So I wanted to do a video response to Ember HoneyRaven's video. She talked about um, reading signs, and if you don't quite interpret them the way your goddess meant them, she'll come down and give you rather a nudge where you need to go. And I believe that that's true to a really, really large extent. It's like your goddess comes down and says, "Oh, sweetie, you're stuck on stupid. Let me help." Whack! Is that better? Did we jar something loose? Good. Carry on. Um, I've joined Ember's uh, group on Facebook, the Witchiversity group, and I tried to get my Facebook page to have the same name on it as my YouTube channel because I basically wanted people who were looking for me in either one being able to find me. Unfortunately, Facebook didn't like that name and made me change it. So there we are on that. And I think, maybe that was Goddess's way of telling me, okay, you don't have anything to be ashamed of. You don't have anything to hide from anybody. So let everybody know who you are. Let them know what you are. And if they want to leave your life, you just go ahead and let them. Let them go because that's what's best for them. And ultimately, it'll be what's best for you. And have I ever been discriminated against when I came out and said that I was a witch? Yes, and I have. I had a summer job at a Christian Bible camp that they had, and I was a Wiccan, I was a witch, and I was working there. It was only for a period of 2 weeks. They needed somebody to fill in at a position, so I agreed to do it to help them out, so that because this position was the medical supervisor, they had to be able to have someone who could hand out medications and if anybody got hurt, respond to it. So if they didn't have that, they wouldn't be able to be open. So I agreed to help them. They were going to pay me. It wasn't a great deal of money, but fair exchange of energy. So I agreed. And the first year, I didn't really say anything to anybody about it. And we got along fine. The next year, they asked me back for another 2 weeks during an overlap where the people that they usually had weren't going to be able to do it. And they wanted to put me in their prayer circle. And I sat down and talked with the camp director and told her that I had absolutely no problem with being in their prayer circle, but that I was not a Christian, that I was a witch, and I didn't want to offend any of them by praying to my deities on their behalf. So I wanted to be kept out of the prayer circle. And she said she was fine with that, thanked me very much for coming to her with this concern. And I found out later on that she had gone and told 3/4 of the staff that I was a witch, that they were regularly praying for my soul, which I really, when people say they want to pray for you, I have no problem with that, because that's sending good energy with well intentions of, we want to help you. Just, I didn't need saving from what they thought I needed saving from. And That was the first week. The following week, they then had replaced me. They couldn't tell me not to come back because I hadn't done anything wrong, but they downgraded my position. Um, they moved me out of the trailer where all of the medical supplies were and into a very teeny little trailer that I stood in the doorway for like 3 minutes and there were 5 mice running around in there. So basically, um, I went to them and said, look, you've already given somebody else this job, and so I helped you out this first week. I'm just not going to come back next week. I'll show her everything she needs to know to do the job, and then I'm just not going to come back. So, yes, I have been discriminated against. Oh, this is Rascal. Rascal, look over here. You know, all you can see is a big black blob. Rascal. And Tail. Don't forget Tail. Um, so, yeah, I kind of went off on a ramble there. Sorry about that. The point is that since that time, I've been a little more hesitant to come right out and tell people. I told my mother when we had to move in with her briefly, and she didn't actually care, but she said, don't tell anybody else in the family because I got to live with these people. And I got to deal with them, and you're not the one that deals with them, I am. So I've come to the point, you know, I was in the closet for a while when my kids were younger. I didn't want them to have problems when they went to school with people giving them grief over my religion. I didn't want that to be a thing. But now that they're both out of school pretty much, I honestly don't care anymore. I'm in a very rural area. We don't have a lot of interaction with a whole lot of other people. And if they find out and they have a problem with it, I guess they just do at this point. I'm 44 years old. I am too old to live my life the way somebody else thinks that I should live it. Life's too short for that kind of bullshit. I don't do it. So that was me being in the closet. I think this whole snafu with the Facebook thing was that God is going, you know what? They're either going to accept you or they're not. And if they're not, it's best for them and it's best for you if they're not there. So for all the people who, you know, if you leave comments on my videos, I'm always thrilled to read your comments. If those comments are positive, even if you don't agree with something that I say, that's fine. You don't have to agree with me. But if you respond politely and, you know, with respect, and even if you're just like, I heard what you said, I don't agree with it, here's my take on it, I'm great with that. The world does not have to agree with me. All I ask is that we be civil and agree to disagree on some points. I am always happy to hear somebody else's point of view on things. But yeah, so there we are. If people leave negative or hurtful comments, I will just block you from my channel because I'm not going to play games. I'm too old for that. I'm not going to buy into anybody's bullshit and, you know, stoke your ego because you're saying negative things and I'm trying to placate you. That doesn't work for me. So I guess I'm just at the point in my life where I'm take me as I am or don't. But anyways, that was a long rambling thing and ended up talking about something completely different than what I started off on. But I do believe that the goddess does find ways to give you these little nudges. She does it for your own good. Sometimes it's harder to see that than others, but if you sit back and kind of reflect on, you know, signs that you're getting. Even if some people would say, well, you're kind of reading a lot into that. Well, if it means to you that it was a sign, then it was a sign meant for you. That's just how it is. So leave your comments below. Um, if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe. And bright blessings, and until next time.